Savannah Chrisley reveals true feelings about living with parents. Savannah Chrisley, known to many as the bold, fashionable, and outspoken star of the hit reality series Chrisley Knows Best, has always worn her heart on her sleeve. Whether it's on her family's TV show, in interviews, or on social media, she's been candid about the ups and downs of life under the spotlight. Recently, the reality star has opened up about a deeply personal and often overlooked aspect of her life, what it was really like living with her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, during their years of fame, and especially in the shadow of their recent legal troubles. What Savannah revealed wasn't just a glimpse into celebrity family life, it was an emotional deep dive into the joys, pressures, and complex realities of growing up in a household that was both loving and, at times, overwhelmingly scrutinized. The glamour and the grind, life in the Chrisley household. For fans of Chrisley Knows Best, the Chrisley household always appeared perfectly polished, designer clothes, stunning interiors, lavish vacations, and an endless stream of witty, sarcastic banter. But behind the scenes, the environment was more layered than television cameras ever showed. Savannah described her early years at home as being filled with warmth, structure, and high expectations. Todd, the family patriarch, was as involved off-camera as he was on, managing not only their business interests but also every fine detail of their lives. Julie, the maternal anchor, maintained the household with grace and discipline. Savannah admitted that growing up under such direct supervision shaped much of who she is today, but it also came with pressures that weren't always easy to handle. The desire to live up to her parents' expectations, maintain a perfect public image, and support the family brand made her feel like she had to mature faster than most of her peers. There were moments, she confessed, where I felt like I couldn't really express my own struggles, because so much of our lives were about projecting strength and togetherness. Growing up under a microscope. Living with parents who were both deeply involved in her daily life and also key figures in a highly publicized TV show meant that privacy was limited. Every argument, every personal growth spurt, every emotional struggle could be filtered through a camera lens or dissected on social media. Savannah acknowledged that while the Chrisleys always aimed to portray an authentic family dynamic, it wasn't always easy to navigate personal development in such a public setting. "There's no handbook on how to come of age with millions of people watching you," she shared. Despite the cameras and critics, Savannah also emphasized the deep sense of security she felt within her home. Her parents, despite their flaws, were loving and fiercely protective. She described the household as a place of routine, prayer, and strong values. And while discipline was firm, it was consistent. The turning point: independence, fame, and family tensions. As Savannah began to carve out her own identity, tensions began to naturally rise in the household. She wanted independence, the chance to make her own choices, to learn from her own mistakes. But living under the roof of Todd and Julie meant those desires often clashed with parental control. Todd, known for his overprotectiveness, struggled with letting go. His daughter's desire to date, travel, and build a career outside the family bubble triggered tension that escalated behind closed doors. Julie, ever the voice of reason, often mediated between father and daughter, but even she couldn't always soften the impact of Savannah's growing pains. Savannah said that this stage of life was particularly hard. Living at home while trying to break out of the family mold made her feel emotionally torn. On one hand, she was loyal and thankful for her upbringing. On the other, she was desperate for room to grow. "There were days where I wanted to scream," she said. "I wanted to be my own person without feeling like I was betraying my family." Life after legal turmoil, a house divided by courtrooms. Everything changed when Todd and Julie faced legal charges that shook their entire foundation. For Savannah, the home that once felt like a pillar of stability quickly became a place of emotional chaos. As the court proceedings intensified and the family's legal troubles became front-page news, Savannah found herself not just a daughter, but a de facto leader of the Chrisley children. With both parents eventually sentenced to prison, Savannah's life at home was completely turned upside down. What was once a house full of structure and tradition now echoed with silence, uncertainty, and the weight of responsibility. Savannah opened up about those early days after her parents' sentencing, describing them as the darkest of her life. Her parents' absence was more than just physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and all-consuming. The house no longer felt like a home. It became a place of reckoning, where she had to reevaluate everything she thought she knew. Becoming the head of the household. With her parents behind bars, Savannah assumed a role that she never expected so soon: guardian, big sister, provider, and emotional support system. She took custody of her younger brother Grayson and her niece Chloe, trying to rebuild a sense of family within a fractured home. Living in the same house where she once had curfews, Sunday dinners, and family game nights now came with an entirely different energy. She was no longer the daughter following rules, she was the adult setting them. This role reversal made Savannah reflect deeply on what her parents had done for her over the years, and also what they may have gotten wrong. She said that stepping into their shoes gave her newfound empathy but also reignited some of the frustration she had buried for years. "I understand now why they were so protective. This world is hard," she admitted. "But I also know that I needed more space to fall down and get back up." Embracing a new identity, strength from struggle. Savannah's perspective on her life with her parents has continued to evolve. Though she still lives in the family home, it now carries a very different meaning for her. The house that once represented control and structure now symbolizes resilience and transformation. Savannah has worked to reinvent the household culture, still rooted in faith and love but more open to flexibility and freedom. "I've created a new kind of home here," she said. "One where there's room to talk about feelings, to cry when things are hard, and to laugh without guilt." Her relationship with her parents, though distanced by physical separation, has found a new kind of clarity. Letters, phone calls, and visits have deepened their connection in ways Savannah never expected. She no longer sees them as larger-than-life figures. She sees them as human, flawed, hurting, and deserving of grace. Moving forward, a future built on hard lessons. Looking ahead, Savannah has no plans to leave the home that has shaped her so profoundly. Though she's explored real estate opportunities and considered a fresh start, she ultimately feels that staying in the family house is a way to honor both her past and her growth. "I think this place still has a purpose," she said. "It's been through a lot, and so have I. We're rebuilding together."